Welcome back to the News Tribune Media Studio. We are here tonight to give you live coverage of local election results for the Jefferson City and Central Missouri area. I have with me Mia Sansone tonight, who is our Director of Community Engagement. We are going to go live at some of the clerk's offices with some of our local news reporters, including Steffi Smith, who's at the Cole County Courthouse, waiting for election results. And we are excited to have you all here tonight. This is one of the first things that we have done where we're bringing kind of live on the spot news coverage from the Jefferson City News Tribune. So I want to go through a rundown tonight of what we're going to be covering. We have Jefferson City Council wards 1 and 5 are our contested races tonight. We had candidates here a few weeks ago talking about we had a candidate forum hosting the candidates from Ward 1 and Ward 5. And we also have Jefferson City and Blair Oaks, California, and Eugene. So we are covering kind of a radius of Central Missouri school board races. And we have a few propositions too on the ballot. So we will have 2 local government reporters that we're going to be talking to tonight. Steffi, who is going to be streaming live from the Cole County Courthouse, giving us live in
real time
results. And then we will also have Matthew McFarland, which is our other local government reporter. He will be in here tonight to talk about the 2 propositions that have been on the ballot tonight for an extension of basically the infrastructure, kind of the tax the levy that pays for sidewalk repairs and the infrastructure tax in both the city of Jefferson and Cole County. So we'll have Matt in the studio later, but after we kind of give a rundown of the races, we have a special guest. So I'm going to let you all wait and find out who that special guest is. Until then, I'm going to hand it over to Mia just for a minute so we can talk about exactly which races we're covering tonight.
Yes. Okay. Well, first I just want to go over a few of our special guests that we're going to have on tonight. Like she said, the next one is a surprise, but we were able to get some good people on tonight. So Councilwoman Julie Allen will join us later, as well as Brad O'Neill, the Public Information Officer for the Holt Summit Fire Protection District, because that is another thing that's going to be on the ballot tonight. And then, like she said, we have Steffi Smith live from the county courthouse.
Yeah, it's exciting. These local elections, they take place in April. The Missouri Times and Fawn Media are used to doing this election coverage in August for the August primaries and the November election with John Combest, another well-known political name in Missouri. But tonight you get me and myself, so yes. You're welcome. We're going to switch it up a little bit, but the April elections are super important. It's great that I think, are expecting hopefully a good turnout tonight. We have, at the News Tribune, been working really hard to bring you all coverage of the candidates who are running. We have a lot of contested races for school board. For the most part, we have folks that, we have only 2 or 3 seats that are open on school board. So we have a lot of contested races there. Like I said, we have wards 1 and 5 for the city council that are open. And I think that there's been more attention on it as we have a lot of big developments, big projects going on in Jefferson City. I think people have really focused on the extension of, since we did the extension of the convention center tax earlier this year, or early at the late end of 2025, I think that people are paying a lot more attention to these races. They have a lot of importance for the city, so I think we're excited to be able to be here with you and report on the results tonight. I think we are expecting good turnout. I think that Matt has done a really great job of reporting on how important both Prop A and
yes.
question 1?
I believe so.
Yes, for both the city and the county are going. And
But yeah, this is just whenever we're able to use the studio space and bring awareness and to our subscribers, we've been trying to do that so everybody can make informed votes tonight and just stay on top of all the information. But another, for our California City Council, they have a contested race in Ward 2, which we'll also be covering.
And California is also one of the local school districts that has a levy up, which we will be reporting on tonight. Eugene School District, they have a school board race tonight that we'll be reporting on their results. But I think California is the only one that actually has a levy on the ballot, which has been a huge topic in the state legislature this year. So I think that people are watching that closely to see how property tax levies are going to fare in an April election cycle. There are outside of the Central Missouri area, there are a ton of property tax freeze votes going on. We don't have any in the Central Missouri area, but it's something that we're watching closely tonight to just see how local school district levies are going. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're all looking to California to kind of see where the tide is there. Like we said, we have a special guest coming on after the break. We're gonna switch to we're gonna check in shortly with Steffi at the Cole County Courthouse to see how election returns are going, and we are also gonna have our other local government reporter, Matt McFarland, in the studio with us shortly too, to talk about the returns on those levies. So we hope that you will stick with us as we kind of follow the election results throughout the night. This is our first time doing this, so we hope that you will stick with us. This is a lot of fun for us. We have enjoyed bringing you live content. We have done a lot of work to build the relationships with both city council candidates and school board candidates throughout the year. And we hope you'll stick with us as we continue to watch election results tonight. But we are going to go to our first break. And when we come back, we will have a name that I think you're going to recognize. And he's going to be able to talk about a lot of these issues that are particular to Jefferson City. So please join us as we take a short break. And we will be right back in the studio. Hi, welcome back, everyone. We are back with our first special guest. Many of you may have guessed it, but Mayor Ron Fitzwater, welcome to the News Tribune, the new News Tribune studio.
It's great to be here, and this is amazing. I was telling Scott before that this is like Fox News. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's exciting. We have been really excited about what it enables us to bring our local readers and your constituents
Absolutely.
that care about local elections.
They do.
And we hope that like events like tonight bring more of them in to follow along. And I think the whole point of like the events like we're trying to do tonight is to get people out to vote.
Yes.
We've tried to do more events that allow them to understand what's going to be on the ballot in April and in future elections. So I think it's an exciting time to be in Jefferson City.
I agree.
Yeah. Speaking of exciting times to be in Jefferson City, you are mayor. I grew up here. I was born in Jefferson City. I'm not going to say what year. But my entire life we have been talking about building a convention center, a hotel, a downtown convention center to bring visitors, to keep the groups that come into the Capitol. My entire life we have been talking about big projects, about big visions. Your tenure as mayor has seen progress in bringing some of these things to fruition. So I want to give you the opportunity to talk to our subscribers and our readers about what that's meant, what your tenure's been like, what the future looks like for Jefferson City.
Well, I appreciate that opportunity. Since I became mayor, it was no secret when I was on council, when I ran for council, that one of my priorities was to build a facility, have this city build a facility where we can have guests come into our town. Other associations, other groups that want to meet in our community, state government, other government organizations. We used to have two very vibrant facilities in this town. The old Ramada Tribune was very active when I came to town, and the Capitol Plaza was at the top of their game. We had two facilities, and we still were turning people away, and we watched some of those groups leave. We heard at a meeting today, I think we've been working on this since 1930s, so it's not exactly one of those things we just dropped on the community. But I think we've got the best location, the best opportunity, the best group, and we're going to pull it off this time. We're dedicated to making that project work. I'm proud to be the mayor of the capital city. This is such an amazing city. I love to share this city when I go around and talk to people around the state. We want people to come to this community. We want school kids to come. We want businesses and other associations. I want my association to come to this town.
Right.
We come for our legislative day, but it's into town. We do our thing at the Capitol and we leave. I want them to spend time here. I want them to invest. We have a ton of track meets and high school events and sporting events, and we built a new we were a part of the building of the new soccer complex. We've got other facilities in town. We've got Lincoln University, which is an amazing facility that has sports facilities. We want people to come to this community, but they have to have a nice place to meet. We have found a spot that's a block and a half from the Capitol, across the street from the governor's mansion, right in the heart of our business district, and we think this is a perfect opportunity, and we're working very hard to make it happen.
Okay, so if everything goes according to plan, when do you see the doors opening on a new hotel and convention center in Jeff City?
The goal is summer of 2028. It's about a 24-month building cycle. Most people that have come to downtown are seeing the old parking garage, the old News Tribune building, which we took down, I guess, about a year ago, and I had a chance to swing one of the booms at it and take a little bit of it out. So we took that down first. The parking garage has come down over the last several months. It should be wrapped up within the next few weeks to a month, so it'll be ready. Our goal is to get under construction in July of this year, and then we're looking at about a 24-month build out for the parking garage, the conference center, and the hotel that's coming in. It's going to be a first-class operation for the city. We're going to be proud to invite guests in. It's not going to meet all of our needs of the community. I mean, there are a lot of things that we need to do as a capital city, but it will give us the ability to do some things that we have not been able to do for a while. We're driving groups away. We want them to come back to the capital city.
Yeah, I tell everybody that I think is on the line about the convention center that I just want them to have the information of like available to be able to be like, well, I'm in support or I'm in opposition on it. I go down to the Capitol during the week when groups are down at the Capitol, and you see buses, and we have buses because people don't have places to stay,
Exactly.
right? So.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people need to really wrap their minds around how many people we have here a week during the legislative session and how much we could be losing to Columbia and the lake, which I think have made progress towards kind of, like you said, getting a lot of associations that are looking to have big conferences and that we could just be missing out on.
Yeah, Columbia's taken some of ours.
Yeah.
And we know that the people that want to go to the lake, they've got a different viewpoint. They
Yeah.
want, kind of the more resort setting or the beach setting, and we get that. We're not competing with that
Yeah.
market. We're competing with the business travelers, the business events that need to be close to the Capitol,
Yeah.
need to be close to state government, want to be a part. And state government is not just when they're in a legislative
not just
session.
when they're in session, yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that happen in those
Yeah.
other 7 months. Plus, there's a lot of local events. I mean, we had the VTI
Yeah.
dinner, I guess,
Yeah.
a week or so ago. They had to do it in 2 events because the facility couldn't handle one large event like they used to do. The good news is they outgrew the facility. The bad news is it would be nice when a speaker comes
Yeah.
in just to do one event. So
One of the other, are we?
Well, we
Yeah.
actually have news that the absentees are in. So
Okay.
after a break, we will segue off to Steffi Smith, who is live at the county courthouse.
Okay, great. We will be right back, and it sounds like we have some early election results.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Thank you. Welcome back to the News Tribune live coverage of our local election results for Tuesday night local coverage. We are about to go live from the Cole County Courthouse with our local government reporter, Steffi Smith, who I think has some early returns that could tell us where the results are headed tonight. Steffi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, Erin. I'm at the Cole County Clerk's office where Steve Korsmeyer has just given out the absentee ballot results. Out of 54,000 registered voters in Jefferson City, there have been 555 total ballots for these absentee results. So they could still swing either way for a lot of these elections. But right now, some of the highlights are that for the Cole County Proposition A, that is the Cole County half-cent sales tax, they're reporting a 78.8% in favor and 21.2% no. For the Jefferson City School Board, we are seeing, Michelle Rodemeyer is in the lead with 244 votes, 20.18%. Jefferson City Council, the only two contested races on the Jefferson City Council are wards 1 and 5. Right now in Ward 1, we are seeing incumbent Randy Hazelton leading with 63.83% of the vote. George Bacon is following with 36.17%. And then Ward 5, Mackenzie Jobe is also leading. She is the incumbent. She's leading with 82.86%, and Rebecca Frost has 17.14%. Those are kind of the major ones that we have. If you guys want to see any other results, let me know.
That is great. Thank you, Steffi, for those early results. We are monitoring our social media channels to answer any questions you might have. But these are kind of the early results that we're seeing on the major questions, particularly in Cole County. I want to say that Steffi kind of just gave us the rundown on the Jefferson City Council races, Jefferson City School Board races, but we also are following a lot of Central Missouri School Board races, so we hope to have those results in quickly as well. Steffi, do you have anything we are hoping that soon we will be able to go to someone who will have the early results on the Blair Oaks School Board as well. Mia, we have a few other special guests.
We do, yes.
That we are going to take a break. We're going to take a break soon and come back with more special guests in the studio here.
And our next special guest is actually going to be the new editor of the News Tribune. So
yeah, we are.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We are announcing live tonight the new editor-in-chief of the Jefferson City News Tribune, which I think is really exciting. Again, as we said before, we are so excited to be able to do these events for you all live in the studio, and I think this is just like a really remarkable point in the history of the News Tribune, which I think will make more sense later as we have our special guest on.
Yes.
So stay tuned. We will be right back. Thank you. Welcome back, News Tribune subscribers and readers. We have one of the biggest announcements that we've had at the News Tribune since it took local ownership back a few months ago. As you will notice, we have all female editors sitting at this desk. And it's a very important moment in the 161-year legacy of the Jefferson City News Tribune. We are so proud to announce that the first female editor of the News Tribune, Rachel Herndon Dunn, is taking the reins starting on Monday. Rachel, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
I am so excited. I am absolutely honored. You know, it's interesting. There have been women leaders who have contributed to the development of this paper. The history is incredible, and that's what matters as we, enter a new information age.
Yeah.
Things are changing. We're going to change with it, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we've had female legacy, obviously. We've had female owners of the News Tribune, but we have not had a female editor yet. Do you feel a little overwhelmed stepping into these shoes?
No, I had a great time working with Scott a few years back, and since then I've had some incredible experiences that have taught me so much about the world. And I think they have prepared me very uniquely for this role. So I'm mostly just excited. We have a lot of great talent, and we're very tied to the community. This is strong. This is a great opportunity for everyone.
And I think the fact that we are bringing this news live from a studio, from a traditional, what we would think of as a traditional, traditional newspaper.
This is awesome.
It's cutting edge in and of itself. Mm-hmm. Mia, how does this feel? I mean, you are young and in your career. How does it feel to have a female editor start?
No pressure, Mia.
No, it is incredibly exciting, and I'm just excited for the future of the News Tribune, and I know that we're in good hands with Rachel. And I think, like you said, it's a new, innovative way to look at things. Even just being live at the studio right now, we're moving in a good direction, and I know that Rachel can continue to lead us that way.
Thank you.
So, not to put Rachel on the spot, but in the next few weeks, not next weeks, but next few months, what's the vision for the News Tribune?
Oh, I can't wait. So over the next week or so, I'm going to get to know everyone. I've met many people, obviously, in my current role, and just in general, I kind of float around haunting the city. We'll talk about this more, but I choose Jefferson City every day. I chose to start my career here. I chose to buy my first house here. I chose to have my family here. I had my baby here. My kids are in school here. This is a great community to choose. And like the mayor was talking earlier, we have a ton of opportunity ahead. We're going to embrace that. We're going to take it 10 steps further because we can do the digital. We've got the print. We can do anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What does it mean to bring the paper back locally? We have a unique opportunity in that we are one of the few, I think, locally owned community newspapers that has come back to local ownership. That is not part of a big corporate brand. What does that mean moving forward?
It's a different level of engagement. We know the thought leaders around the community because they're our neighbors.
Yeah.
We see them at soccer games. We see them out to eat. We see them at the Capitol. We know who they are,
yes.
And it's easy to engage and really get into the nitty gritty.
We cannot avoid you. I have noticed. Yes,
and you can't avoid us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's been the best part about the paper coming back to local ownership is that we are right down the street from a lot of business and patrons and the heart of downtown Jefferson City, which the mayor talked about eloquently, that we were trying to build back and make more, I think, even more opportunities. But also, I just think I think not being tied to how the news has been delivered over the past decade or so from a corporate level gives us so much freedom to do.
Absolutely. And not to disrespect the legacy and tradition, because I love print. I'm a print girl, you know that.
Yeah.
That's not going to go away. We got to have that tradition, we've got to have that legacy, and it's important. And that's one of the things that will distinguish us as a content and media company is not only do you know us, we're down the street, we're engaged, and we will meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's digital, whether it's print, whether it's video, here we are.
And we also have good writers, and I think that let's not discount the hard work that the reporters at the News Tribune have been able to, through a lot of change over the last few months, have been able to carry on. You talked about that today, I think, with staff about they are excellent writers. We are not trying to do a lot different here. We are trying to take their storytelling to another level, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
so much talent here.
Yeah.
And I love how deeply they know a lot of the topics. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. And I know that we can deliver a variety of content that someone will find something for everyone.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Yeah. So election results tonight. We talked to the mayor. We just talked to Steffi, who is coming in live from the courthouse with some early results. We have a few more, I think, important school board races to report on. But I think that school board races in particular this election cycle have taken I think people have their eyes on what is going on.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they do. And you know, some of my recent experience, parents are engaged.
Yeah.
And the position, school board, city council, your local level is what defines your culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's what leads your community. Like choosing that shaping intentionally is very important because these are the people who make the decisions and everything you see everywhere around you. We see closed bridges, so it'll be interesting to see how Prop A goes today because no one likes to see closed roads. No one wants to see that. On the flip side, like schools are evolving just as fast as the media is. Like,
Yeah.
we're in the technology age, we're in the information age. We have unprecedented amounts of information, and that presents opportunities and challenges. So school board members are going to be leading the way on how children navigate this new world. It's going to be completely different than what we grew up in.
Yeah, it is. And I think there are not a lot of events with local school board elections that also intersect with what is going on with the state legislature. But we are in a time where the state legislature is not only talking about getting rid of the state income tax, which could have a huge effect on our state operating budget, and we're not exactly sure what that proposal is going to look like towards the end of session, but property tax and assessments and how assessments are done and how levies are how local school district levies are executed has been a huge topic in the legislature. So I think that has made everybody kind of have eyes on these local school board races and where candidates stand and how they might manage that. And so that makes it a better opportunity for us to cover these.
Absolutely. There's no shortage of content. No shortage of content at all.
Very true.
We talk about this every day. Well, before we cut to another break, is there anything else that you want to share with our readers and our
Oh, we're
subscribers?
gonna have so much to share every day, every week for the foreseeable future. I think you're stuck with me.
Yeah.
So
Excellent. Well, thank you, Rachel, for being here tonight. This was very exciting to be a part of. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to have an all-woman panel too, to announce the first female editor of the Jefferson City News Tribune. Very exciting times ahead. We are going to cut to another break, very short break, and we will be back with more local election results. So stay tuned, please. Welcome back, Jefferson City News Tribune subscribers. I am here with the councilwoman from Ward 4, but before I introduce Julie Allen, I want to say that we are watching very closely the absentee results for Ward 1. So we have the incumbent Randy Hazelton and his contender George Bacon. We are one vote away. Just a few minutes ago, we had a 248 to 247 on absentee ballots with 2 out of the 3 precincts reporting. So we are watching Ward 1 very closely. We will be going back to Steffi Smith live at the courthouse soon to try to get more results from that. But in the meantime, we have a sitting council member here with us that we want to ask a few questions to. Julie Allen, thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are excited
Appreciate it.
to be able to bring kind of new live events.
Right,
to-
that's great. I'm
Yeah.
so excited about what you're doing here.
Yeah, thank
It's really
you.
great for the community.
So you just won an election last spring, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
I did.
How has your first year on city council been?
It's been great.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed getting to know everybody. And you know, it's just great to give back to the community in that way. It's good. It's a
Yeah.
good experience.
We had Mayor Ron Fitzwater in here
Right.
earlier, and we talked a lot to him about the convention center, which has been a huge topic.
Right.
Since I have been grown up here in Jefferson City,
Right.
born and raised, we have talked about doing a convention center.
Right.
Are you excited to see this come to fruition?
I am. I'm excited about the conference center and what it can bring to the city. We have some more work to do before we can really start building. So there's more hard work to do. But I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about everything that's going on in the city. We have a lot happening. We have about 800 new homes that have been, or apartment buildings that have been approved to be built. We're doing things in the city. And I think it's just really, really great.
So one of the things I think in tandem with the convention center that we have heard, Mia, from readers is that they are worried that with big projects like
Right.
this, that normal kind of infrastructure will go, that the city won't pay attention to it as much. But on the ballot tonight is a question in Cole County, not for the
Right.
city, but in Cole County, to extend a kind of an infrastructure sales tax, right? We'll have Matthew McFarland, one of our local government reporters, in here later to talk about that. But kind of, what's your view? We have this Cole County tax tonight. We
Right.
have the city tax, I think, in August.
Right.
How important is this to basic city infrastructure and keeping services?
It's critical.
Yeah.
It is what funds our infrastructure, and it funds our city streets, it funds our stormwater, it funds just about everything that we do, our major capital improvement projects, the bridge that's going to have to be replaced, and just it's critical. And if I can say something here, sometimes it's easy to forget that there are people working every day on infrastructure in the city, every day. I mean, that is their job, and we're not going to forget infrastructure. We think about it regularly in our jobs, and I know the mayor does too. I know each city council member does. And we have staff that work on that, and that is what they're dedicated to do. The challenges with infrastructure is we have, skyrocketing costs, as we all know, and some of the costs have went up more than 20 times in the past 10 years when you talk about concrete and fuel and these types of things, steel. So you have those types of things. We all feel it as a consumer, as a regular parent, family. I feel it, I'm sure you all do too, but then your governments feel it too. And on the local level, of course, we feel those things. But we are dedicated to infrastructure. You can count that we haven't taken our eye off of that. And you may not hear about it, it's not sexy. Sometimes you hear about maybe the sexy things or the more controversial things in the news. But the reality is, I think it's sexy myself. And whether it's reported on or not, we are every day working on the infrastructure and how we're going to continue supporting the city.
Awesome. I think our readers are really concerned about that moving forward. So I think, especially after tonight, after we get a final decision on at least the Cole County extension, that will be really important moving forward towards
Absolutely.
August. there are, we have Jefferson City Council races tonight. We have school board
Right.
in the Central City. We have a lot of surrounding counties and municipalities, but I think a lot of people look to the seat of state government
Right.
as to where the direction of Central Missouri is headed. I think you have
Right.
the University of Missouri in Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
and you have us as the capital city. And kind of explain to me, like, what as a council, and Ron talked about this a little bit earlier, but like, what's the responsibility as the seat of state government to kind of set the tone for Central Missouri?
Well, I think we have a big responsibility. I mean, for instance, that's one reason why I ran, is because I think we're responsible for setting a responsible tone, a respectful tone, and something that shows we are working hard for you.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's the tone we are setting in the council. Sometimes we don't always agree. We may have different votes, but the reality is we respect each other. And that's the same with the mayor. Sometimes I'm not going to necessarily always agree with him either. That's life. It happens in our family.
Yeah.
And but we do respect each other, and we respect the people that live in the city, and we respect the state. We work very hand in hand with the state. We work hand in hand with the county. So I think, especially in this day and time, sometimes that's setting the tone as much as anything. And then I think too, looking to us to lead, to be proactive in the work that we're doing, whether it's housing, because we have dropped the ball maybe over the past 20 or so years where no housing was really being developed. So we had a problem.
Yeah.
And our job is to show that we're moving forward, that we keep finding ways to improve our city, all the while focusing on infrastructure that currently exists here. And so I think it's important for us to lead the way. And I think our state government sees us leading the way, both in our partnership with them, but also in the way that we're leading the city.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. You hit on a lot of things. I think that you have three things that kind of overlap as like looking at city government. You have a small town feel in your downtown, and you want to continue to curate that small business. That we want patrons to come down here and feel like a small town. But we also have the state capitol right down the street. And then we also have this growing kind of metropolitan-ish area of people who want to bring their families here because we have great schools, we have low cost of living, and so those are not easy things to do. And so I think you put it very well. The Cole County vote today is important for us, and we appreciate your leadership on this. I really do.
Thank you.
And your insight. We are going to take another break. I think we're going to come back to Steffi next because I think we have some updates on some of these races, and we appreciate you all sticking with us tonight as we try to bring you live results for your local elections as soon as we can. Thank you. Welcome back, News Tribune subscribers, listeners. We are so excited to be in the studio tonight bringing you live election results. We are actually going to cover, I think we're going to call some races. We're going to start with California. We have a few races we want to call. We have the California School Board. I think we have the final results in. We're going to let Kelton put those up right now. Mia, I'm going to turn to you because you have them up. Who do we have called for the California School Board race?
Yes. So our winners for the California School Board race, that is, I'm sorry, 1 second.
Hold on, we're trying to get the right,
Found it.
there we go, there we go.
Sorry. We have Tony Haley, John Trashel, and David Cook.
That's official. I think we are calling the Jefferson City News Tribune at 8:14 p.m. We are calling the race for Tony Hale, John Treshel, and David Cook in California School Board race. We also have an important bond issue on the ballot tonight for California. It was a no tax increase on the bond results. Kelton, do you want to put up our results for that question? The SAFE question, I believe. SAFE campaign. It sounds like we can officially call the race for a yes on the California bond issue. Don't have the percentages in right now, but I think it's safe to say, for lack of a better term, that the California bond issue passed tonight, which is very interesting news. Lots of local levies, property tax freezes on local ballots tonight around the state, and so it sounds like California School District has been a yes on staying with their bond. We also have California City Council District races. Give us a minute to get those up. I think we are ready to call the race for David Gatmere in Ward 2 in the California City Council District race. We also have another Central Missouri issue that we wanted to call tonight, or we're gonna report on tonight. The Holt Summit Fire Protection District. Yes. I have the PIO from the Holt Summit Fire Protection District here with us. Thank you for being here with us tonight, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Holt Summit and the campaign and
well, our Proposition Fire was basically a renewal of our bond that we originally passed in 2008. And with that, we made a lot of improvements to infrastructure, apparatus. We dropped the community's insurance ISO rating from a 9 down to a 4, which we were very proud of.
Yeah.
So with this renewal, it allows us to continue supporting the community and the citizens. Right before we came on, I believe I saw results on that I believe we passed it 85% in the county, and I think 81% inside city limits. So we really appreciate the citizens of Holt Summit supporting us and continuing to support us with that to allow us to serve them to the best of our ability.
Amazing. That's great. How often is that renewal up?
It is the last one was 2008, so it's been roughly 18 years since the last time. I believe, I'm not positive, but I believe it's projected for like 20 years.
Okay.
The previous one we did pay off early through just efficient use of the funds and being able to make the best use of it, and we were able to lower the interest rates and pay it off a little bit early.
That's great. Thank you for being with us here tonight. I think some of these bond issues can be really confusing for readers, and so it's always great to have somebody live in the studio, live with us at the News Tribune, that can explain exactly what the local municipalities use these funds for, and you've explained it quite well. It sounds like Holt Summit's been quite efficient with their use of taxpayer funds, which we always appreciate.
Yes, we try and be as efficient as we can with it to continue to support the community. Like I say, Holt Summit is growing exponentially, not just inside city limits. You know, we cover more area than just the city limits of Holt Summit, but with continuous building of more houses and subdivisions, and we just continue to grow. Our area doesn't get larger, but the number of citizens that we serve does.
Density gets larger and makes it even more important that you all use taxpayer funds efficiently.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Mia, any questions?
Not right now, but I think next up we will have another reporter come in and talk about the Prop A, Matthew.
Yeah.
And Steffi, hopefully, with more
Yeah.
election results. So
we may have lost Steffi for a minute in between the long 2 blocks that it takes to get from the Cole County Courthouse to our studio here at on Madison Street. Hopefully it's not nothing serious, but I think she'll be up here momentarily. Yes. Thank you again for
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We will be back shortly. Stay tuned with us for more election results. Hi, everyone. We are ready to call some of our local Jefferson City races. I'm going to start with the Jefferson City School Board. We are ready to call Jefferson City School Board races. There were 3 spots available on the school board this year. We're ready to call that for Michelle Rodemeyer, Gretchen Duckworth, and Sierra Griffin. Again, that is Michelle Rodemeyer, Gretchen Duckworth, and Sierra Griffin. We are calling as the winners of the Jefferson City School Board election. I also am going to report on the Blair Oaks School District. We are ready to call that race for Frank Verslois, Mark McCarter, and Sarah Lukanoff are the 3 members that have won the 3 spots available on the Blair Oaks School Board this year. I'm going to hand it over to Steffi Smith now for our results on the Jefferson City Council. So Steffi, what do we have in?
Yeah, the Jefferson City Ward 1 council race was pretty close. Randy Hazelton, the incumbent, he won with 319 votes, or 50.5% of the vote, and then George Bacon had 303 votes, so pretty close. And then in Ward 5, the other contested race, Mackenzie Job, also the incumbent, won with 561 of the votes, or 74.4%, and Rebecca Frost was behind with 193 votes.
So again, we're here at the Jefferson City News Tribune studio. We're calling races for Jefferson City School Board, Jefferson City Council, Blair Oaks School Board, and Mia is going to give a recap of our results from California.
Yes. So quick recap for California. April L. Miller won over David Gattermeyer for alderman. Proposition Safe passed and received 59% of the vote. And then California Question 1, a half-cent tax increase, passed and received 63% of the vote. And lastly, John Trashel, David Cook, and Tony Hale won the California R1 school board seats.
We are also ready to announce the results of the Eugene, or the Cole R5 school district school board results. 3 seats up for election in that election, and we have 3 winners that we are ready to announce. So we have Jen Colvin, Matt Hale, and Brian Golden are the winners of the Cole County R5, or the Eugene School District. We are ready to announce those winners. We are going to be back shortly. I think we are waiting for a couple of outlier municipalities to come in, and we will have more results shortly. We will also have our other local government reporter, Matthew McFarland, on to talk about what it means that we renewed the Cole County sales tax for infrastructure. So stay tuned. We will be back in the News Tribune studio. Thanks. Welcome back, everybody. We are just going to recap tonight's election results. I think it is safe to say we have called all of the important races in Central Missouri. I just want to start off at the top here that the countywide Cole County Proposition A, the sales tax that goes to fund infrastructure here in the county, passed by 77 to 22%. And we also have election results in for Jefferson City Council. I'm going to hand it over to Steffi to give our results again for Jefferson City Council races.
Yeah, so the Jefferson City Council Ward 1 race was pretty close. It was 50 to 48%, but we have 4 out of 4 precincts reporting. And Randy Hazelton, the incumbent, has won his re-election with 319 votes. George Bacon was pretty close behind with 303 votes, and there were 9 write-ins, but Randy Hazelton will remain on the Ward 1 seat. And then in Ward 5, we have, that one was not as close. Mackenzie Job won with 561 votes. Rebecca Frost had 193. There were 0 write-ins for that one. We also have 4 out of 4 precincts reporting. Yeah.
So just to recap, both incumbents won for Wards 1 and Ward 5 in the Jefferson City Council races. Moving on to the Blair Oak School District School Board, we had 3 seats open. That would go to Frank Verslois, Mark McCarter, and Sarah Lukanoff for the Blair Oak School District. In Eugene School District, Cole R5. Let me scroll down to my results here, if I can find them again. We had Jen Colvin, Matt Hale, and Brian Golden were the 3 seats for Eugene School District. And I'm going to hand it over to Mia for Montauk County results.
Another recap of California. April L. Miller won over David Gattenmeyer for alderman. Proposition Safe passed and received 59% of the vote. And then California Question 1, a half-cent tax increase, passed and received a 63% of the vote. And lastly, John Trashel, David Cook, and Tony Hale won the seats for the California R1 School Board.
Thank you for joining us tonight as we brought you live election results for our Central Missouri area municipalities and school boards. We were so happy to be able to bring you this news from the brand new Jefferson City News Tribune studio. We also had a huge announcement tonight. The first editor-in-chief, the first female editor-in-chief of the Jefferson City News Tribune takes the reins on Monday, which we are excited to announce. We have so much in store for you all. We are excited to be back and engaged in the community, and we will have more to come in the weeks ahead. Also, I want to remind you, the paper tomorrow will have all of our full election results and articles up. Steffi's working hard over here already. Matthew is back at the News Tribune office already up writing about his articles. So please stay tuned. We will have more tomorrow, and we thank you for staying with us tonight for live coverage. Thanks.